Evening all, Chief Prepper here. Wanted to do this video. You see those turkey breasts? I bought those over the summer. So the reason I'm out here is so I'm going to show you guys this. See that? $16 ham. That used to be a $5 ham. I bought that recently. Hell. See that? I don't know if you can see it. It's not focusing very good. It's a $23 ham. That used to be a $12 ham, maybe 10. Some of you might be asking me why I'm showing you this. Well, the cost of food is getting worse than it's been. Those two hams, a bag of chicken, frozen chicken, and two packages of rotisserie chicken sliced lunch meat. Oscar Mayer, the cheaper stuff, I guess. All of that was $58. Those two hams, a bag of chicken. Tyson. This right here. Sorry about that. So, it's dark, I know. I'm walking through my house. You might be wondering why I'm talking about this. The price of food is getting astronomically worse. The economy is getting worse, contrary to what the president says. Rudy over at Alaska Prepper did a video on destruction of food demand. And he basically said go out and get more food, like yesterday. I have been able to maintain, with the exception of 2 months over the summer when my electricity bill was super high, a certain amount of money, and then I've made adjustments since. And I am projected to get cost of living pay raises, depending on how much those are. I'm concerned that the money I have left over every month for discretionary spending, which is after all the bills, food, water, gas, utilities, mortgage payment, and the bills I have, that it won't be enough. I am also concerned that even if I sell off the assets I can and pay down the debt that I can, that it still won't be enough. I've done videos before about how life used to stop at night when the sun went down. And if you see some of the old-timey movies, you see people walking around with a lantern from room to room. There's no light switch on the wall. So today I went and purchased a used Honda 2200i small generator. It was $800 is what I wound up buying it for. I saw one last weekend at a flea market. I went to go back to get it. That guy wasn't there. Another guy was there. This guy was asking $900. I offered him $700, and we settled on $800. I don't know how used it is. It doesn't look to be in too bad a shape, and the guy cranked it up, so I know it runs. Done videos about how I think it will be very hard to survive in the city if things go poorly. Pick what poorly you want. My wife was commenting today about some things. I'm like, yeah. I told her, I said, yeah, but I don't know anything. So, because she tends to not want to listen to me when I tell her things. There was a time as a species that we used to be more like the animals. When I say the animals, where they, if you know anything about deer and deer in the rut and everything, the biggest, strongest male deer bucks get the most women. And then through the evolutionary process, we as humans used to be like that too, where the more adept, more able men got their choice, I guess. And through becoming civilized, we've allowed these puny men who can't rub two sticks together to wield enormous power. And I think if things go the way they may, that those puny men in the end will find themselves a victim of their own demise. And I hope that's the case, sadly. I hope that Darwinism fucking squishes them like a bug and snuffs them out. I think every single one of you, anybody who watches my video, you need to be prepared to live an austere life. I have several friends that I talk to them all the time about, being able to stay warm over the winter without being in your house, without the heat, without the electricity, without the natural gas, be able to cook without that, and to be able to filter water of some kind to make it drinkable. So, seems like every time I do this video, I wind up yawning, but I have not pulled the trigger on Jase Medical. I need to do that, at least for me. I'm going to try and get my wife to do it too, but I don't know if she will. Antibiotics extend the life of human beings drastically. It used to be when people would get sick with certain kind of diseases or colds or stuff that like flu still kills people, and you can't give antibiotics for that. But there was a time when if you got certain kinds of infections that you just died. So I will be trying to take care of that sooner rather than later. But there's always competition for the resources. My resources are not infinite. So I am concerned enough about what I'm worried about the inflation that's going to hit next year and the price of food. I think, sadly, that many of the videos that Rudy over at Alaska Prepper has done where he talked about we are going to be priced out of food. It's not going to be that it's not available at all. It's just going to be that it's going to be so expensive that we won't be able to buy it. Or maybe, this diesel shortage and the crops coming in low yield. And then this whole fuel thing, natural gas is going through the roof. Winters, I'm concerned that, down here in San Antonio, we Like it's chilly right now. It's supposed to be down in the 30s tonight, but it's not freezing where I'm at. You go 50, 60 miles north, and it's going to be freezing tonight. But our winters down here, you can sleep outside every night if you had to. Uh, but you need to learn to live austerely. I got to get my wife to get a plunger, so if we need to do laundry by hand, we can. Uh, between working on the back porch, buying generators and buying this and buying that, and you know, bank account gets drained very quickly. So all things point to something bad coming. I can't say when. The hairs on my neck have been standing up since 2012 when I retired, but they're standing a lot straighter right now. Keep your ear to the ground. Pay attention to what they're not talking about. Mainstream media news is not really covering hardly anything. This thing with Russia and Kherson and Russia and Ukraine has a potential to get out of hand really quick. And then you got Iran and Israel, North Korea, South Korea, China and Taiwan. It's almost like the world is bristling and wants to go to war. And I can tell you from personal experience, the only thing that happens in war is people die. And maybe that's their goal. I can tell you on first-hand testimony from a friend of mine that she lost somebody in their early 60s from a cardiac event, and they had taken the thing. I keep reading about increased death rates, and what's causing it, I don't know. But I can't say. So I know, but I can't say. And that scares me. So we're 2 weeks away from Thanksgiving. That's the other thing I wanted to say. Patera from one of the YouTube channels that I watch mentioned the price of turkeys being outrageous. I can tell you that the turkey section in the military commissary has about a quarter of the turkeys. Over 2/3 of the turkeys they have are not butterball. And in 10 days, the price of turkey went from 63 cents a pound to $1.93 a pound. There's a sign up saying, get your turkey early, beat the rush. I will probably go back late next week, maybe tomorrow, but I'll go back again next week because then we're within a week of Thanksgiving and see if the situation has changed. I have seen channels where people are talking about doing an alternate Thanksgiving. Me and my wife did that several years ago. We did. I just went and bought Kentucky Fried Chicken and mashed potatoes, and we scarfed on that instead of doing all the work. But I think this year is important. Spend your pennies, cash in your coins. This may be the last Thanksgiving where we're at peace. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to fucking realize things are getting worse. My wife commented on the shooting in Dothan, Alabama. And maybe she'll start listening. I don't know. But, here in San Antonio, it used to be every 2 to 3 weeks to a month. Now it's almost daily. Somebody getting shot, knifed, people disappearing. So when I say disappearing, it's not women, just people in general disappear, and then they find them 3 or 4 weeks later dead in a car somewhere. Get your preps in order. As the guy at Prepared Homesteads, I can't think of his name. I'm working on becoming a member of a group of people here. I've volunteered my house to 3 of them as a place to come to if there is a nuclear attack or if there's boots on the ground. I don't know if they're going to come. Basically, I told them I'm looking for help to hold what I got. So, Life is crazy. That's all I can say. Do your absolute best to get prepared in all ways: water, security, weapons, food, shelter, heat. I have invested in copper tubing. One of the things I need to get is the copper fittings to tap a tank and run the hose or the copper tubing down. I plan to wrap it around a wood burning stove to have hot water. So it will probably be gravity fed. There's so much that I need to do, just not enough damn time or dollars, not enough time in the day, and not enough dollars in the bank. So you need to realize that during a collapse, garbage stops getting picked up. So you need to have a way to burn it. Invest in a 55-gallon drum barrel and burn it. So Godspeed, everyone. Hold your head up. Make sure you're looking around when you're going around and doing stuff. Make sure you're paying attention. Chief Prepper.